All right, y'all. Welcome back to the channel. T.C.B, the country boy, coming out of Big D. You know, we've been talking about Tupac, whether he was a gangster, not a gangster, whether he was a blood, you know, all this other stuff. Well, I ran across a clip, and let's take it back a little bit. And when he first went and got to the Oakland area or whatever, he became friends with a dude by the name of Richie Rich, who is a West Coast guy out of Oakland, owns his own record label right now, was around West Coast his whole life. He knew Tupac very well, and when he first met him and all that other stuff, he's going to go into some information that he has about growing up with him, or when he first came to California, or what he was like. So I think this is the first part of it when he was there, and then they'll progress into this later stuff. Anyway, Richie Rich claims that to him, and when he was hanging around him early, he was no gangster. And he was just a regular dude. He was just one of his homies. So, trying to get into the rap game. This was before Digital Underground, before he was in any of that stuff. So this just kind of tells you what he thought about him. So here we go.
Used to riding dirty. Gun used to hold 12, now hold 30. Now hold 30. Now hold 30. Now hold 30. Look at now hold 30.
This is a J Mix exclusive.
You know, the dude, outside of the music shit, like I say, like he was my brother, like outside of the music shit, I had more fun with Tupac doing non-music oriented things. Just fucking around, going to eat barbecue, just hanging around with his mom, you know, at the house, smoking, going to clubs, fucking with bitches, just on some regular nigga shit. Like, so the impact that he had on people still, I don't feel it like everybody else does, because he was just my homie. Like, it's times when I do interviews with people, because I don't do a lot of these Tupac interviews, and you know when you hit me that I was like, is this the interview about Pac? Like, I don't mind answering questions about my boy, but my whole thing is, like, a lot of this shit is me and his business. And then there's so many people that love him so much that if I speak a certain way, then they start feeling a certain way about me. You know what I mean? And that's why I just never really do a lot of talking about it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? All the shit. Because I don't do a lot of this talking about Pac, because a lot of people want to know it. And I meet people all the time, and that's the first thing they say, damn, you fucked with Pac. How was he? What kind of nigga was he? What did y'all used to do? Blah, 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 this, that, and the other. And we just had a regular homeboy. Shit, it's just like one of your homeboys. Like, it's people that do interview me and they be like, hey, you think you could bring some pictures? Do you have any, like, old pictures of you and Tupac? I mean, I don't have really no pictures of, like, me and my homeboys, because we don't be out like, hey, let's take some pictures together. This my nigga. When I want to fuck with the nigga, I pull up on him and we go smoke and fuck with some bitches or whatever we go do. It ain't like we need to document our hanging out today, so let's make sure we get some pictures. Now, I do have some pictures of me and Pac, but it wasn't one of them type of things. Like, it's just like, shit, we just hanging, like, it's like I don't photograph my cars. I done had a million cars, a million trucks and bikes and shit like that, and people be like, hey, you got a picture of you? No, I didn't really take a picture of it. I mean, because it was mine. It was in my garage. Whenever I wanted to see it, I just open the garage and see the motherfucker. It wasn't like I never buy shit with the intention of being able to hold a picture of him and be like, hey, look, I used to have this. Like, I don't move like that. So that's how it was with me and him. I got a few pictures of me and Pac, but we wasn't running around, like, taking pictures of each other and shit. That was just my nigga. Like, I fucked with him. He fucked with me. I met him through a chick named Teresa that I believe he was fucking. I used to fuck Teresa, and she called me one day, and she was like, hey, I got somebody I want you to meet. And I was like, for real? She said, yeah, he's out here from New York, and he raps. You guys just are a lot alike. I just think you guys will hit it off. So, well, I pulled up to her house one day, and he was over there. She introduced me to him. Blah blah blah. We started kind of rapping, talking, you know. And Rob, he was talking about doing some music. He was fresh to the Bay Area, and this was pre him. He hadn't even got with digital yet. He was new to the Bay Area. He was talking about doing some music and blah blah blah. He wants to do some music with me and blah blah blah. But a lot of the shit that he was on was different than what I was on, even though I had range back then. But Pac was more like he was on some Black Power shit. Like his songs, he had a lot of political type songs. And back then we was 415. That was the group that I had, and we was on some gangster shit. Like we was on some just street gangster shit. So I used to always talk to him like, hell yeah, we could do some music, but we was doing more hanging out, smoking weed, and I was showing him the ropes and where to be and where not to be in the town, and shit, we kind of just started hanging. And then we got around to doing the music, you know. And if like people will listen to the songs, man, you listen to these tracks that me and him did, and people always be like, damn, I don't know, it was just something about when you and him was on a record together. Well, you could tell it wasn't like I was featuring on a record with somebody that just wanted me featured on a record, or he was featured on a record with me and I just wanted him on a record. It's just like, this is my nigga, and he like, hey, come get on my shit. And, nigga, I'm fucking with you. And you could hear that in the music, like we was partners, and you could hear that. Okay. So it's weird, man, that when I talk about him, because I don't, like, we've been on the phone damn near an hour. Like, it's real weird whenever I talk about Pac, because then I start thinking about him and just remembering all the shit, and this shit, it's quirky, man, because me and that dude, man, we got a cool history, and we had a lot of fun together, man. We had a lot of fun together. He's a real good dude. I did an interview, and somebody asked me what kind of person he was, and I was like, well, he wasn't a gangster. You know what I mean? And that's what I was talking about earlier. And somebody got on my Instagram some bullshit. What you mean he ain't wasn't no gangster? You just married? Man, Pac was my homeboy. The nigga wasn't no gangster, okay? Period. He just wasn't that. And that ain't no insult. To me, that's a fucking a plus. You know what I mean? I'm not a gangster either. I done did some gangster shit. You know what I mean? Fucking around, but I mean, I'm a smooth nigga. And Pac was a smooth nigga. And that's how we clicked. Like, he just wasn't this death row image that they painted of him was not his entire being, is what I'm saying. Now, he had some of that to him, you know. Whether he got that when he started fucking with Suge, who knows? Like, when I was fucking with him, he's always been militant. You know what I mean? He's always been very militant. You know his background. You know what he comes from. He had that incident with the police. So he always had some fire in him. But I'm just saying, he's always been more prophetic to me as far as just the shit that he talked about and the shit that he rapped about. And his gangster shit was hard too, but it was just so much more to him than that.
Okay. You know what? I believe this guy. He knew him before he was really Tupac, before he was part of Digital Underground, before he was definitely with Suge and Death Row Records. He said when he knew him, and you know what? He did go to school to be acting and do acting and all that other stuff. Y'all seen that video where he had an interview as an actor or whatever and was being an actor. But I believe when he got here, that's what he was. He was trying to get in the game, and he wasn't gangster. He was militant, man. That's where he came from, man. He was about the struggle. He was about the Black Panthers and all that other stuff, and that's how he built his stuff. And I think as it progressed and he got hooked up with Suge Knight, I think that's where it changed. I think that's probably the demise of Tupac, in my opinion. I think that's where it went really downhill and it really got fucked up. But here, I think he was just a cool dude trying to make his way in the rap game, found a friend, and Richie Rich, and they was cool friends, and that's what it was. And I bet even later in life, when Richie talked to Tupac, it wasn't about gangsta, gangsta, gangsta. It was about, hey man, do you remember that time we used to do this, this, and the other, and go to this club, and you know, whatever. It was just homies being homies. It wasn't about being a thug or being a gangster. And the definition of thug was not being a gangster. If I'm not mistaken, it's THUD stands for something. I forgot. Tell me, what does that stand for again? THUG. Y'all gonna have to tell me. But I know it wasn't a gangster thing. I don't think. All right. All right, y'all. I'll holla. I'll see y'all later. Check this out, guys. My boss man said that we could actually give you $1,000. And this is how. All right, y'all, T.C.B. the Country Boy. I want to give y'all a little update real quick. You know, I've been posting some stuff at the end of these things, and I let you guys know that I did real estate. And man, you guys really came up strong, man. So strong, I got to make some changes because so many people have sent me information as far as vacant properties in their neighborhood. It's just way too much stuff, man. Dang, I can't even keep up. But so my boss man said, look, here, we got to make a change, but I'm going to make it better. So here's the deal. Anywhere in the United States, if you guys know of somebody who has a property that they want to get rid of, it's got to be a single family, regular house, in a decent, livable neighborhood, and it's basically a decent condition property. It can't have no big old hole in the roof and, you know, water flying in and mold damage everywhere or a burned out kind of a thing. And it's got to be a decent or almost in decent, livable condition. And if we end up buying that house, I tell you what we'll do. We'll give you $1,000 just for giving us the hookup. If we buy it, that's it, man. Simple as that. $1,000 in your pocket, man. Damn, that's it. Anywhere in the continental U.S. So that's the deal, man. I appreciate y'all. Man, we got so many people that sent me over houses. I couldn't even keep up, man. Damn. Be careful what you wish for, because sometimes it will come in the form of a tidal wave. And that's what happened, y'all. So there we go, man. I appreciate y'all so much. Let's keep this bad boy going. All right, y'all. I'm going to give you my email address real quick, which is also on the About page. So if y'all know of any houses, or y'all have family members that have houses, or hell, if you got houses, you can deal with me, man. We'll hook it up, man. All right, so let's get on to this fun stuff. Then we can do some business and some fun at the same time. So there you go, y'all. I appreciate it.